So receiving money can feel equal to receiving abundance, but receiving abundance doesn't necessarily always mean receiving money, because receiving abundance is a lot bigger than just the money. So if you're struggling to attract more money into your life, you're probably also struggling to attract other things into your life, which would mean you probably have blocks around receiving abundance, which can affect many areas of your life, including money, but not exclusive to money. I had some serious blocks around abundance for, I want to say, like the past 5 or 6 years that I was completely unaware of, because not only was I having trouble attracting money consistently into my life, but I also had trouble attracting many other things consistently into my life. So if you were to go and look at my life over the course of the past 5 or 6 years, you would see sporadic moments of abundance, and then they would be followed by sporadic moments of lack, which kind of looked like somebody taking 2 steps forward and then taking another 2 steps back, kind of just going like this. And that can give the appearance and the feeling of being stuck. But really, it all boiled down to me flip-flopping from having a mindset of growth to a mindset of lack. And when you're flip-flopping, you can't be consistent in either. There was a moment of time where I was very consistent in my lack mindset. Then there was a moment of time where I was very consistent in my growth mindset. And they would balance each other out and cause there to be a general inconsistency. So when you're dipping and dabbling equally in both ends, you can't grow. Therefore, you're not gonna make the money you want doing what you love. And maybe it was because I was doing what I loved some of the time and then trying to prevent my fears the other part of the time. But finally, after these 5 or 6 years, I feel like I have figured it out, at least to the degree where I am consistently living in my growth mindset and consistently making money doing what I love, to the point where I am almost able to move out of my parents' house and move to where I want to be and start really living off of this income and life that I am building for myself. Hi, I'm Julia. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. In my last video, I shared with you guys my rags to riches story, if you will, or more like my riches to rags to riches again story. Basically, it was just about my financial journey over the past, I want to say, like 10 years, and how I have really learned to become resilient. There's a bird on my windowsill. Oh, it left. And honestly, really learn how to rebuild from zero after big financial losses. And it's interesting because I feel like something that people don't really talk about, but is a thing that happens a lot, is there are so many like millionaires and billionaires who make so much money and then go bankrupt and then make that money back. And I honestly kind of feel like one of them, not that I was like, you know, in the millions and billions, but I feel like it's the same sort of ordeal where you get really into a growth mindset and then you grow your business so much, and then somehow you get into a lack mindset and then you tear it all down because you're such a good manifester that you can even manifest your demise like that quick, to going back and manifesting your rise from the ashes just as quickly. And obviously the goal is to get to a place where you're solid and secure and you have a good foundation built for yourself, so you're not like making all this money and then blowing it and then having to make it back and this and that. You want to be in a place where it's consistent and reliable and you know what's coming in and you know what's going out. But sometimes, especially in my case, that takes learning the hard way and having to really implement that structure, because without structure around your finances, even when you're doing what you love, you can lose those finances and then go into a spiral. So when I started my journey of making money doing what I love, I started from a place without structure. It was more of like, I would say, the feminine way of going about it. Don't get me wrong, I have a lot of masculine energy in me and I can be very like, we're doing this and we're sticking to it. But at the same time, when I was younger and I really didn't know, I was more free flowing and I was like, I don't need to plan, I don't need structure, I just do what I do and I make money from it. Well, after going through what I went through, I realized you need both the masculine form of structure and the feminine form of flow to make money doing what you love and sustain it. So yes, you need to be in the flow state of doing what you love to attract the money in, but you also need to be in the structured state to keep the money in place so that you have a plan for what you're going to spend on, a plan on what you're going to save on, and a plan on what you're going to invest in. Otherwise, you can just flow it all away. So step number 1, this is more of the flow state. This is the figuring it out part. This is the fun part, which if you're in more of a structured energy can feel not fun and daunting. So for this part, you want to be in your flow. You want to be in your curiosity. You want to be in an open energy to seeing what you are most passionate about doing, what you enjoy doing the most, and what you can see yourself doing every day, no matter what. So think about the stuff that you enjoy and would do regardless of if you're getting paid or not, because in the beginning, you're most likely going to be doing this for free or for very little pay. And depending on how clear you are about the things that you love, this phase can take a little while. But once you have that clarity and you make the decision, hey, I want to do this thing, whatever it is, and I want to do it consistently and I want to get paid for it, then it gets so much easier from there. Basically, the goal of this phase is to get clear about what you are passionate about doing and can do every day for the foreseeable future. For me, in the very beginning, that was making YouTube videos, and I didn't do it every day, let's be for real, but I was consistent with it. I did it every week, sometimes twice a week, and I would spend every day working on it, even if I wasn't posting a video every day. My mind was constantly, minute by minute, thinking about YouTube, and as long as you are constantly in that state of flow every day for your business venture or whatever it is you want to do and make money from, that's what matters. But being consistent about doing your work is equally as important, and we'll get to that later. Now I'm at a place where it's actually me posting on Snapchat. That is my day-to-day business venture. That is me making money from doing what I love. I'm still doing these weekly YouTube videos. I still enjoy doing it. I haven't been making as much money from it as I would like to, and that's something I need to figure out between now and the end of this year of what I want to do with that and how I want to monetize on this moving forward so that I make more money from it. But that being said, because I have a place where I make money daily doing what I enjoy, I am not super pressed on it. And as you can see, I'm doing this regardless of if I'm getting paid a lot or not. Same with Snapchat. Same with my swimwear brand. I'm okay with doing all of those things regardless of the money because they're things I enjoy doing, they're things I love doing, and I know and trust that the universe will provide the money from those avenues when I need it or from any other avenue when I need it. Step number 2, which we slightly mentioned in number 1, which is to commit to doing it consistently every day for either 6 months to a year. I would say give yourself a year. Yes, you can see a lot of change in 6 months, but I think to really make sure you don't fall off track, hold yourself accountable to a year of growth doing this one thing that you love, because there's going to be a lot of ups and downs along the journey, especially in the beginning. The beginning is the hardest part, but once you get to that year mark and then you look back at yourself a year ago later, you're going to be like, thank God that I committed to doing this even though I was unsure of how the results would be. And I literally made that commitment and promise to myself with posting to Snapchat every day and posting to YouTube once a week. I committed to a year of doing this, and now I am less than 2 months away from the year mark, and I couldn't be more proud of myself for committing and sticking to this goal, because now I'm actually so much closer to my goal of being able to move out of my parents' house. And if I wouldn't have made this commitment and done this, I have no idea where I would be right now or what I would be doing. And it was definitely hard in the beginning. Everyone was sort of like, let's just see how this goes for you, but I don't know, this sounds like another thing that you're just trying to take up and like drop. And I was like, no, I'm doing this. I remember talking to my therapist, I remember talking to my parents, and they're like, okay, like you can do that, but if you also want to take up a job on the side, you know, that's not a bad idea. And I'm like, no, I'm putting all of my energy into this. I can't afford to take up a job on the side because I want to be making all of my money doing what I love. Now, I know not everybody is in that privileged position that I was able to be be in. But if you have an opportunity to put most of your energy, if not all of it, into doing what you love, then I say do it. And even if you're working a job on the side while doing this, as long as you're putting all of your energy from when you're not working into this passion project, into this passion business career of yours, that's what counts. That's what matters, and it will compound and you will grow it as long as you stay consistent and commit fully to it. Step number 3, be open to pivoting and new opportunities that come your way. While doing what you're passionate about, you may find that you have to pivot because you find something else that you're a little bit more passionate about in that same genre, or a new opportunity comes your way that you didn't originally plan on, but it includes what you love. In that case, I say be open to trying it because that could be the door that opens up for you to actually monetize what you love doing. I know what I said was a little vague and could be a little confusing, so let me give you an example of this. So when I was younger, I really wanted to be an actress, but acting just wasn't really working out for me. And at the time, I was probably like 14, 15, you know, in early high school. I found out about YouTube and I started posting videos to YouTube. Now, I wasn't doing acting videos at the time, but I was doing like hair and makeup and this and that, and they were doing pretty well, especially the hair videos. And so I decided, okay, I'm gonna make more hair videos. I'm gonna make more of what people are watching. So I would pivot to kind of gain a little bit more views, but I still enjoyed doing the videos. I really just enjoyed making videos in general, and the topic that I was making the video about didn't really matter to me that much because I just liked making videos. Obviously, there were topics that I enjoyed more than others, and there were topics that got more views than others, and maybe those were the same, maybe they were different, I don't really remember. But I never really gave up that passion that I had for wanting to act. I just sort of pivoted into this new opportunity of making my own videos and putting them out there, since I wasn't getting booked in any shows or any movies. I wasn't even getting auditions. Eventually, those YouTube videos would pivot over time into what the trends were, what I liked more, and it got to a point where either any video I made included a skit at the beginning or it was a full-blown acting production. And I kid you not, that was when my channel got the most views and grew the most it ever grew, because acting was my passion and I got to act on that passion. But really, I did, and I put it in my YouTube videos, and I did it until I didn't want to do it anymore, as Bashar says. If you don't know who Bashar is, look him up on YouTube. He is an entity channeled by Daryl Anka, and I have gotten so much wisdom from watching his videos. But basically, the formula to living your best life is to act on your highest passions until you can act on them no more. So therefore, that was what I did, and I found a way to include the acting in the videos I was making. And not only did I develop a love for making videos, but I also got to experience my love for acting. And I had no idea it was going to manifest in that way, or that things were going to work out as well as they did, but lo and behold, that was what happened. And that was all because I was acting on my highest passions, my highest joy, the things that I loved, and I was able to make a lot of money from that. So I say all that to say, whatever it is that you love to do, whatever it is that you're most passionate about, go after it, keep chugging along, and be open to the opportunities that come to you so that you can do that. And it may not look how you picture it to look. And that's why I say be open. Step number 4. This is the structure step. Have a plan. Now, in the beginning, when you're really trying to figure out what it is you're passionate about, you're not going to have a plan, and that is okay. You don't need to have one. The point is with that is you're trying to go with the flow until you find something that works for you. But once you find what it is that works for you, and you've been doing it for a little while, that is when the plan comes in. That's when you need to know how you're going to manage the money, how you're going to become a millionaire, or whatever it is you want to be. So it's really important to plan and budget what you're going to do with the money that you make in ways that are helpful not only for you, but also your business. You don't want it to shut down because you run out of money and you can't buy the resources you need for it. You don't want taxes to get you in the end or anything like that. So it's very important to actually consider what it is you're going to do with all the money you're going to make from your business, and how you're going to distribute that in your life in a way that makes you more money, because you want your your money to make more money for you and not be draining you in any type of way. The perfect example of this is how things were going when I was in my peak YouTube days without a money plan. I was making so much money and I had no idea where it was going, and I burned through it real quick. Now I am slowly rebuilding my savings and all the money that I need to exist in the world and also to continue my businesses. So I have plans. I am saving. I am figuring it out as I go. You do not need to know your whole entire plan right now, but you need to start implementing and figuring it out as you go so that you feel safe and secure and abundant, and like whatever's coming in, you know what to do with it, and when it goes out, you don't feel lack and scarcity because you expect this, you know this, and you understand it. And that is the most important thing, is you want to stay in the abundance mindset and not dip into scarcity because you're like, oh man, I forgot I need to set aside money for taxes. It is now tax day and I need to figure out how I'm going to pay $15,000 in taxes that I already spent on my Lamborghini. Just kidding, you did not buy a Lamborghini for $15,000, but you get what I mean. Like, you don't want to spend what you need to save. You want to make sure you dot all your I's and cross all your T's. And for past me, this part was the most daunting and like not fun thing ever. And now, knowing what I know, this part just makes me feel safe. I'm like, okay, I am in charge of my life. I am figuring out my budget. I am figuring out my savings and my investments, and that makes me feel good. That makes me feel like I got it under control and I am making sure that I'm good no matter what, as opposed to, ooh, I don't want to think about this. I don't want to look at my bank accounts. Like, this is stressful. I have to make sure Uncle Sam is taken care of. Like, no, this is a part of the business. This is a part of life. And as long as I stay on top of it, no worries. That is how I look at it now. And that has helped a lot. Step number 5, watch everything grow. The most fun step of all. I just want to clarify this because when it comes to anything, whether it's growth, whether it's the opposite of growth, there is positive and negative in everything. There are ups and downs in everything. So when you are growing a business or money or views or followers or whatever it is that you're growing, the path to your goal is never gonna be a straight linear line. It is gonna look like this. And what that means is there's going to be ups and downs in your growth. As long as your ups are exceeding your downs, you're still growing. But here's what happens when people see the downs. They start to worry and they start to think, oh no, everything is going down. And then they get really focused on that and get into the lack mindset. And I used to do that. I wanted everything to be a straight line up. I didn't understand that that's not how life works. And that is just the part of the nature of business, money, growth, life. Like, that's just how it is. And me fighting that really caused me to spiral down because I couldn't see the positive and the negative. I could only see the negative. So I say all this to say, when you are growing, you're gonna see some ups and downs, but you need to pay more focus and more attention to the ups. When you see the downs, you just tell yourself, oh, that's just a part of the nature of business. Some days are going to be lower than other days. I'm still growing. That is okay. You have to remind yourself of this because if you're not aware of this, it can send you, like it did me, down a spiral on the downward trajectory. And you don't need to go there. In fact, focusing on the ups is going to bring you higher ups. And your downs will go higher too. And now when I look at things with my growth in views and money and everything else, I see that. I see it that way. I see my ups as, wow, look at my ups go. I see my downs as, oh, my downs are my old ups. True facts. I see it that way. I'm like, wow, my old highs are my new lows. How amazing. I am so grateful. And when you're able to do that, you just keep growing because you can be grateful for even your low moments. They still are growth. And finally, our last step, step number 6. Reflect and revise when you get to your year mark or 6-month mark, whatever it is you're doing. I suggest a year. Look at what you can change to be doing better and growing more, and look at what you want to continue to maintain. I am getting to that place where I need to really reflect on what it is I want to change about all of this and what it is that I want to continue to maintain. And for the maintaining part, I am pretty clear about that. I want to continue to post my daily Snapchats and continue to post like around 150 a day, at least for now. And with my YouTube, because I haven't generated as many views as I want to generate, I am looking at what it is I need to change to be able to do so. I really do enjoy doing the weekly videos. It's kind of like podcasty vibes mixed with like informational self-help vibes, and I want to continue doing these long form videos. I just need to figure out what I can do to optimize the most so that I am reaching as many people as I can, and also monetizing and making as much money as I can, because just like this video states, I want to make money doing what I love, and I love sharing this information with you guys and sharing these thought transmissions through my camera to your phone or whatever it is you're watching on. And so I need to do a little bit of meditating and thinking on what it is I need to do to follow my highest joy when it comes to this. And with that being said, that is all the steps. I hope you're able to use this to your benefit. I love you so much, and I will see you in my next video next week. Bye!